Hi everyone, Angus Pryor from Dental Profit System bringing you this week's Marketing Monday, the weekly marketing show that's designed to give you actionable tips and tools to boost the dental marketing at your practice. This week we're going to talk about increasing Google reviews. First point, why it's important. Now, we've been talking about Google reviews for the last few weeks on this show. If you need to, go back and see some of the previous ones. 3 reasons why it's important that you get a good Google review profile. Firstly, 60%, that's what the data shows, 60% of clients, when they're considering whether to deal with a business or not, will check out the review profile. So clearly that's a big chunk, you need to be there. Secondly, in my experience, most dentists in Australia are not actively promoting their reviews, and therefore it's a real opportunity for you to be perceived as being better than your competitors, because if you've got a profile with a whole bunch of reviews and your competitors don't, as long as the profile is positive, then clients are more likely to deal with your business. And thirdly, it's kind of an insurance policy in case a 1-star review turns up, which is what happened to a client of mine recently. Now, the second aspect is in getting them, how do you do it? And you just ask. And the one thing I need to just interject there is some of you may be thinking, yeah, but it's actually not okay to ask for them. Yes, it is. If you want to get in touch, we've got a copy of the APRA guidelines. You can certainly get onto the APRA website. APRA is very clear in terms of, promoting testimonials and such on anything that you control, your website, your social media and so on, not on. But it very specifically says in their guidelines that it only relates to things you control, and you can't be expected to control what happens, elsewhere, i.e. Google. So there's no issue with asking. But in asking, there's a certain way to do it, isn't there? The method that I would suggest is when a client comes out of the consult room, have your receptionist ready to go, and, how was everything today? Fine, did you have a good experience, etc., etc. Once you know that you've got a friendly patient, that they've had a good experience, that is the perfect time to ask them to do a Google review. So that's step 2. You've got to ask. Clearly, if they've come out and they've got some pain or whatever, that's probably not the people you want to ask. Third point, make it easy. All right, here's how we're going to make it easy for the clients. Firstly, a little tidbit that you should know. People are going to need to have a Gmail account for them to create a Google review. You could actually have a look through your own database and sort or do a search or something and figure out which clients have got a Gmail email address. And then you know that those guys have already got a head start, because it's not hard for them to do that. The second part is that what I would suggest you do is actually prepare something to hand to the client. It's one thing to say, hey, look, how was everything today? Great. Would you mind helping us out by leaving a review? And they go, yeah, sure. In one ear, out the other, they've forgotten. If you can actually hand them something and say, look, we want to make it easy for you. You could have your logo on it and then sort of step by step, this is how you leave a review. And that makes it easier for the client. It also is a visual reminder for them because, with good intention, people often just don't do it. Now, to give you an idea, with my clients, we found that generally speaking, you've got to ask about 10 to get 1 review. That just seems to be human nature. I used to deal in an area with, promotions and, enter a draw to win such and such, and a return rate of 5 or 10% there was seen as very good. So even with a direct personal request, you're probably going to have to ask 10 to get 1. Now, to make it easy for you, at Dental Profit System, we've created a nice template that you can use, which you can use with your letterhead to actually hand to your patients and ask them for a Google review, having gone through the process above. So if you're interested in getting hold of that, please get across to dentalprofitsystem.com. There's an opportunity to contact us there and ask for the Google review template, and we'll be happy to send that to you. So your homework for this week is very simple. If you don't have a great review profile, you need to start asking. The risks are very high and the potential reward is very high too. You've got to start asking. You've got to make it easy for your clients. And if you want to get in touch with us, we've got a template that we can send you that you can use to hand out. All right, that's it for this week. If you've got something you'd like to see covered in a future episode on this show, please get across to dentalprofitsystem.com, drop us a note and we'll get it in there. That's it from me, Angus Price, signing off. See you next time.